Today is Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day, a day reserved for the remembrance and celebration of one of our greatest, a man who spent his life demanding that the nation and its people live up to the ideals that they espouse. It was his purpose, his devotion, and the pursuit of which cost him, his family, and us his life. Dr. King has been on my mind a lot recently, as his name has been thrown around quite a bit these last few weeks and months. Politicians and others using his words in support of their actions. It's a familiar pattern. Take a partial quote, strip it of its context, twist it, and then apply it to your situation. Or, as is done on or around MLK Day, put out a statement praising him along with, again, an out-of-context quote. Now, it's predictable, but what makes it tiring is that oftentimes it comes from people who seem opposed to what Dr. King even stood for. Like take Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin. He got out of the gate early, mentioning Dr. King more than once during his campaign. So him quoting Dr. King yesterday on a Fox News Sunday interview was no surprise.
And the immortal words of Dr. Martin Luther King ring in our ears that we must judge one another by the content of our character and not the color of our skin.
Now, he was saying this in defense of his executive order banning the teaching of critical race theory, an order which may hollow out the teaching of Dr. King himself to Virginia children. By the way, that quote, Dr. King is speaking about his 4 children and mine being judged by their content, not their color. Show all your work, Governor. And that was just yesterday. Today, Marco Rubio, Kristen Sinema, Mitch McConnell, and the GOP themselves posted the King remembrances to social media, while at the same time refusing to vote to preserve voting rights. Now, a fact not lost on the members of the King family as they marched across the Douglas Bridge today in support of voting rights. Or Bernice King, who had time today to answer their tweets saying right up top, pass voting rights. Now, it's wildly audacious to support a man who went toe-to-toe with fire hoses, billy clubs, dogs in jail, while refusing to support a key tenet of his platform. And by the way, that's being generous. As we celebrate Dr. King, remember, he was a radical revolutionary. At the time of his murder, a majority of white Americans expressed disapproval of him and his cause. He wanted to create the kind of tension in society that will help men to rise from the dark depths of prejudice and racism. By the way, those are his words, written in a Birmingham jail. That's who he was. Now, if you're not trying to honor this person nor stand for the principles he believed in, then do us a favor and keep his name out of your mouth.